Hey everyone, my name is Kaizen, and today we're going to be going over the basics of Premiere Pro and how to start your very first project. Now, some people might be new to this, or this might be your 10th try at starting Premiere Pro and just not really getting anywhere. So I'm going to try to be your guide today to make it as simple as possible so you learn and get a foot on where you want to go with your project or your video that you're trying to produce. So let's get right into it. So we're now over at the computer. I'm gonna put on my headphones and let's get started. So what you're gonna wanna do is open up Premiere Pro down here. And we're gonna go to the left-hand side and select New Project. Let's give it a title. I'm gonna give this one Test, so it's kind of easy to find when we wanna find it again. Location, you're gonna hit browse and you're gonna put it where this will save to that you can find it kind of easy if you wanna come back to it. I suggest putting on desktop because it's easy to kind of see among other things. If you're kind of a clean desktop user, I am not, I have a lot. And so I don't put it there, but I recommend people putting it on desktop. So I'm gonna hit save right here. Template, you're going to start with none. You can always choose to do others, but today's video, we're going to do none. And then I'm going to check the skip import mode and we're going to come back to that pretty soon. Oh no! So now this opens you into a blank page with all these controls that might seem really mind-boggling at first, but I'm gonna break it down into 4 quadrants that will be pretty easy to know the rotation of once you get used to creating in Premiere Pro. So I'm gonna start with the first quadrant, which is the bottom left corner. And this is where we're gonna be storing our media, our videos, pictures, audio files, anything that we're going to be using in the project. This is quadrant number 1. Number 2 is going to be kind of the preview area of what you're going to be putting into your timeline. Also, later on, we're going to be talking about effect controls, and that'll be very important once we get our stuff into the timeline. I'm going to make this quadrant number 3, which is going to be the timeline later. We'll have all our videos set up and have them into little rectangles that you can be moving around and shortening and lengthening to whatever you need. And then our final quadrant, quadrant number 4, is going to be our actual project program window, some would say. It's just you're viewing what projects you're making with all the text and videos that are on the screen. So let's get started with quadrant number 1, which is down here. First, we're going to import our first video. What I like to do personally is double click in this open area with my mouse and it pulls up my file explorer on Microsoft. And I'm gonna go here and just pick a random video for today. Although I know it can be pretty much anything you want. That's kind of funny. It's this guy eating chips, but we're gonna open this up. Now, I put it in quadrant 1. You can even see it said project test. That's what we're starting with. And I double clicked on the video to pop up. And this is my source monitor, which I can see. I can scrub through it and just see what the video might be playing, if there's any glitches I need to figure out or not. If this window is not showing, you can go to the very top and hit window. And you can find all of these that are checked that are open. And we need to look for the source, which is down here. And I have it checked. So it's going to be showing up. And right there's our introduction to quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. But now we need to unlock quadrant number 3, which is a timeline. So down here, we're going to hit the little sticky note. Do sequence. Sequence is kind of like the same name as like a timeline. It's just kind of the same wording. We're going to click it. We're going to go over to settings up top and we're going to click custom. Now you can copy my settings that I have right here, but it honestly, it matters to what project you're trying to do or what the settings are for the videos that you may have recorded on your camera or your phone camera. These are just videos that video settings I've used over time and I have liked using. I really highly recommend checking all these boxes down at the bottom just to make sure that you're getting the highest quality out of your computer, especially if you have a high-end PC or something that can really handle like almost like a gaming laptop too. I recommend doing that. And you can name the sequence whatever you want. I just have it as the first one because that's what I do. We're gonna hit OK. Now this unlocks a grid system where we're gonna be putting our video in. Right here we have our video that we imported to quadrant number 1. And I'm gonna just take it over so we can see the whole thing, so that we can see it on the timeline. I'm gonna use these bars down below to kind of zoom in. It's still the same video. We can scrub it and you can see on the monitors the same video. Now you really truly unlock all the possibilities. You can move it around. You can use tools on this left-hand side to really see what is going on. I can just cut it up and do all of that. Now that we put our video on the timeline, now we unlock a new window, which is called Effect Controls. You're gonna find it in quadrant number 2. And once you click on your video on the timeline, it will appear. And again, if you don't see it, you can go up to Window and you can find the tab that will say Effect Controls. And you can see it's clicked for me. And it will pop up. So I'm gonna select the video on my timeline, and this pulls up a lot of random numbers again and text that might really seem mind-boggling, but again, we'll get to it. And further videos on this channel will be explaining how to really use this section to its max. So today we're only gonna be talking about scale and position, which is the first 2. And these show how big and small that we can get, which I am just going up and down with it. We also have the left and right capabilities, and we also have the up and down. And I'm just gonna use these buttons to reset all of them so it snaps back to what it originally looked like. And with this in mind, we can now do things called keyframing, which we'll be talking about later videos, which can you can start something and end up going like this. So when you play it back, it zooms in when you want, but we're not going to be getting to that on this video. So now that we have all the quadrants set up, we're going to be tackling our first cool little graphic or text popping up on the screen. So first, we're going to be going to this little toolbar that's right next to the timeline, and we're going to select the T for typing, and we're going to click in the program monitor up top, and we're going to select it again. Let's just use the word food because this guy's eating food. And I'm gonna go back to my mouse. I'm gonna resize it to what I want. I'm gonna kind of find the middle of the program, kind of like this. And you could just obviously do whatever you want. But the typing tool can really help engage viewers on maybe putting up a quick fact or adding to what you may be saying in the video. So I really highly recommend using the type tool when possible. So now you would go down to the timeline where you can see all the blocks of the first layer is the video I put in. And the next is the food layer. When you see the beginning and end of them, that just means that's the beginning of and ending of when the text layer is there. So I can start it or stop it whenever I want. So I'm gonna start it where the cursor is, and I'm gonna stop it at the very end. So look, when I start, it's gonna play, and then it's gonna pop up. And then when I go to the very end, it will also stop just like the video, which for beginners is really good because you don't want something up the whole time. You might want to change the time length, how long it's there, maybe down in the corner or in the middle of your video. So our next step is to animate this text and call it keyframing, really. Keyframing is really the little stopwatches on the left side, so you can time stuff going in and out. So this first example is we're gonna do the text off the video, and we're gonna go right into the middle of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to Effect Controls. I'm gonna go to Position and Scale again, because that's what we're gonna stay with. And I'm gonna use the first numbers, which is the left or right. And I'm gonna use my cursor just to drag, and we're gonna start off the screen. And I'm gonna hit stopwatch because that kind of it starts when we do the animation. And then I'm gonna go forward in time. Let's go 5 seconds. And this is when I want it to appear back in the middle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my cursor and drag this all the way to where I think the middle is. You can also use the reset button if you want to go right to the middle. So right there, if you go back, it's off and you hit play with your spacebar, and it slowly goes into 5 seconds. Now, if I wanted to speed it up, all I can do is I can just decrease the gap between the two buttons, because now it's faster between the two start and end points. So look, if I go like this, now it's slightly faster. So I'm going to zoom in even more, and I just want it slightly faster because I don't want it forever. There we go. One tip that I would like to show everyone is that, okay, let's just watch the text and see how sudden it stops. See, it kind of just like freezes there, and it's not really smooth. So one thing that we like to do as Premiere creators is we like to select both of them with your cursor. You're gonna right click, you go all the way down to temporal interpolation. We're gonna go ease in. Now what this does, it creates a speed ramp on how fast. It's not a constant speed of it going and it will just immediately stop. It's more of a smooth attack. So watch this again. See how it slows down and it doesn't snap to it. It's more appealing to the eye. So we have this again. Now, if I hit Control Z on the keyboard, it will undo what I just did, and it will take away that. And now we can see it just stops. So it's really good to use the ease in or the ease out effect. So now that we have a simple video with our text on it, we're going to export this to our computer so that we can use it on social media or YouTube. So up top, we're going to hit export, and we're going to name this something. You can just do this whatever you want. I like to do it in like a keyword or something so I know how to find it really fast. So this one, I'm just going to name test 1, 2, 3 for today's video. Location, I'm going to click on the videos because it's something I've done and it's completed, and I hit save. And then on the presets, what I like to choose is the matched source adaptive high bit rate. It's just, for me, it really matches what I'm trying to see on the screen. That's high quality. And in future videos, we'll be getting into other settings, but this is just a general rule that I like to use. And then the format is H.264. So everything right there is just fine. Then we go to the bottom, we're gonna hit export. It should be only a couple seconds because this video is really short. But now if I open up my File Explorer and I go to videos, now I can find test 1, 2, 3, and I see my text going on the screen. So now that we're done with our very first project, or maybe your 10th project you've tried to do, but it just didn't work. This is the base work of future projects that you can always expand on. And I encourage you to watch other channels or come back to this one and find more topics I'll be going over in the future weeks that can further your knowledge on YouTube editing, or just simple, like your kid was playing soccer and you want to edit your video. So Premiere Pro is a very helpful tool, and once you get the practice, it's actually very easy to know where all the settings are or effects. Stay tuned for further episodes on this channel as we dive into more settings and effects and other cool ideas that you can use in Premiere Pro. But until next time, see you later.